Would I be the asshole if I kicked my morbidly obese sister out of my house? Hi there. I've been struggling with a decision I will have to make within the next week and wanted to see what you all think. My sister is 34 years old and morbidly obese at 585 pounds. She has been living with me and my family, me, 32, husband, 34, and two 3-year-old twin daughters, for the past year because she needed somewhere to go and no one in my immediate family would take her in. Life has been a living hell since day one. She is entitled, lazy, and extremely manipulative. She will throw a huge temper tantrum when she does not get her way and constantly plays the victim to anyone who will listen. She screams, cries, throws things. You get the picture. She is 95% bedbound and only gets up to open the door for delivery, takeout. Food diet-wise, we do not buy her any food. We even offered to help implement a new and healthy diet for her, but she refuses and ends up ordering out 4 to 5 times a day. We have also tried dietitians, nutritionists, psychotherapy, etc. She doesn't have the energy to see if she is candidate for weight loss surgery. All of this has put a huge burden on my family. My husband's work performance has greatly suffered. We argue and have blow-ups at least twice a day, often about little things, but the resentment is there. My daughters have been acting up within the past few months, often mimicking her behavior and fighting. We cannot leave the house as a family for fear that she may fall out of bed or there is an accident. We are essentially prisoners in our own home and our quality of life has suffered immensely. This brings me to the present day. I want to kick her out. I have met with several attorneys over the past 2 months and have everything lined up legally, but am conflicted because she has nowhere to go. Literally, nowhere. I mean, I think we will need fire EMT to pick her up and place her outside. I absolutely do want to kick her out, but the backlash I'll get from the community is inevitable. Would I be the asshole if I went through with this? Blank. Edit. Thank you all very much for your feedback. I cannot tell you how grateful I am. The majority of you are right. Admittedly, I am an asshole for putting my family through this and am very sorry. So truly very sorry. I realize my actions have greatly affected my family in many ways and I am going to proceed with kicking her out. We are giving her 30 days to find a new place. My husband and I had a very long talk last night and he aired his grievances. We are going to go to family counseling with our girls and get back on track as soon as possible. Thank you all very much again.
She doesn't have the energy to look into weight loss surgery, but she does have the energy to order meals several times a day. You took her in because nobody else would, which should have been a warning. Would an ultimatum work? Tell her she has to change her behavior or she's out? By the way, where does she get the money for all her food? Is she on disability? Not the asshole.
Not the asshole. If she is bedbound, she might qualify for assisted living even though she is not a senior. Maybe contact Adult Protective Services if you are in the US, or some similar program to seek resources for her. That may lessen the guilt.
Not the asshole. I'd have done it months ago. Well, to be honest, I wouldn't have that in my house to begin with. Anyway, you shouldn't light yourself ablaze to keep others warm.
No one gets to 585 pounds on their own. It takes a host of enablers. How does she afford to order in food 5 to 6 times a day? There's no way she's actually earning a living in that condition. Not the asshole. Kick her out. It might actually have the pleasant side effect of her losing a few pounds since she'll be forced on her feet.
Food addicts at this stage are no different from drug addicts. By the way, I'm a drug addict with 16 years clean. When anything like this happens, the first responsibility is the kids. Yours are about the age when long-term memories start being made, and you don't want this to be a part of the kids' lives. I do believe in tough love. It worked for me. Homelessness was my other option. I chose to go and get medical treatment and turned my life around. I'm grateful for that tough love, because my life is beautiful now. Good luck, and if I can help in any way, feel free to PM.
Absolutely not the asshole. Find a long-term motel for her in a safe place and rent her a room for a week. Pack all her stuff and send it over and get an ambulance to come and move her. It won't be free to get her out, but along with your legal paperwork it gets her out and offers her temporary lodging to make other arrangements. Let the community lash back. It can't be worse than what you're already living with, and you can enlist the help of neighbors or friends to support your action by giving them the full story of why she has to go. Best of luck to you.
Not the asshole. Wipe the morbid obesity out of your mind and out of the picture here. What's actually happening is, she is entitled, lazy, and extremely manipulative. She will throw a huge temper tantrum when she does not get her way and constantly plays the victim to anyone who will listen. She screams, cries, throws things. You get the picture. That's more than enough reason on its own. But on top of this, it's heavily implied she contributes nothing positive to the household otherwise. Not even chores, not even cooking. And she doesn't want to contribute. And obviously it's taking a toll on you. You're well within your rights. Go for it.
Not the asshole. Your family is suffering because of her, and they come first. You're the asshole if you don't, honestly. Your sister is an asshole, but you are the one subjecting your husband and children to her behavior because you're worried about how other people in the community will react? Fuck them, and fuck her. If anyone has an issue with it, tell them they are welcome to take her in themselves, but you are not your sister's keeper. Not the asshole if you kick her out. The asshole if you don't. Not the asshole. Where does she get the money to order all of this takeout food? Is that source of money enough to pay for an apartment or a room somewhere? You're 1000% not the asshole for kicking her out, but for your own peace of mind I think you should look into other options for her. It's not your responsibility, but you will probably feel better at the end of all this if you've taken a look at her finances and her budget and housing options.
Not the asshole. You've given enough. Your family doesn't deserve the abuse.
Not the asshole. If she can answer the door to get takeout, then she can walk herself out of your house. You're actively hurting your husband and daughters, but you're still not sure asking her to leave is the right thing to do. What is more important to you? Keeping your sister happy or staying married and starting to make your husband and kids your number one priority? Not the asshole. Start by calling all the food delivery places and blacklisting your house. Absolutely no deliveries. Do not give her money. Become the anti-enabler. If she wants to eat, she can get up and make herself a sandwich. Don't do anything for her. Don't bring her things, don't buy her junk food. It'll get bad, but be strong. Then go ahead and start the legal eviction process. She needs to go. She's a bad influence and is damaging your family unit. The lack of food delivery and household servants will go a long way to making her want to leave. Shell go nuclear, be strong.
Info. What does she do for money? Who pays all the takeouts? Does she pays rent?
Info. Why does she need to be taken in? She seems to have some income if she is ordering out for all of her food. No comments from Op.
Not the asshole. I had morbidly obese folks in my family. When someone gets to that size, they have all kinds of health issues that may not be readily apparent. We eventually got both of them into assisted living because no one was physically capable of caring for them. You may have already experienced this, but trying to move a 600-pound person, even if they can move around some on their own, is uncomfortable and unsafe for all involved. I'm from a small town and I absolutely empathize with small town judgment, but it really is better for her to get out of your house and get help.
Not the asshole. They will probably deliver her to a shelter. If you can have some idea as to where they can send her, that way she is off of your doorstep, which is the last place you want her left.
Not the asshole. Why should it be you bearing the brunt of this?
Not the asshole. She is taking advantage and being mean to you and your fam.
I would have kicked her out yesterday.
Not the asshole. It sounds like you've tried and she doesn't want the help. You can't keep letting her rule your lives.
Not the asshole. She is essentially a guest in your house and you gave her a place to stay out of good faith. She is not a child. She should be able to figure out how to get a place to live at this stage of her life. By no means should you kick her out without proper notice, but if you give her a month or so to find a new place, I think that is more than fair. This isn't fair to your family.
Why oh why for a whole year? I would have kicked her out after 3 days. No. I would have never taken her in. Now you have a tenant and give proper notice and then evict. Which will take a long while due to COVID.
I think you should threaten to do so in order to get her to change her ways. If she does not, then go ahead. You'd be justified and not the asshole.
You are the asshole for posting such an obvious story where you're not the asshole. Seriously, why even ask? Did you want to type this story out just so you could make the edgy title? She's 34, she can find a place to live. Kick her out. You are the asshole for subjecting your kids to this. Kick her out. NTA. People like that need to hit rock bottom before they start actually working on themselves. Kick her out and reclaim your home and peace of mind.
Not the asshole. You WBTA if you don't kick her out. You're enabling her and showing your kids that all you have to do is throw a fit and you'll get what you want. Not the asshole, but honestly, if you don't kick her out, you would be getting in the asshole territory towards your family. You, your husband and children deserve to be comfortable in your own home and you are not.
Not the asshole. This is an adult who is going to ruin your entire family because she is selfish and lazy. Don't wait another minute, get her out.
Not the asshole. She has been your problem for long enough and it sounds like she behaves horribly. She needs to go out and make it on her own.
Not the asshole for kicking her out, but you are for allowing her to stay and ruin your family's life for a year. She is not your issue.
You are the asshole for inviting this burden into your household and forcing your entire family to endure your sister, making them all miserable. Stop worrying so much about the person who chooses to make herself and your family miserable and put your spouse and children first already. Not the asshole for kicking her out, but for the love of God, stop dragging your feet on it. Not the asshole, kick her out.
Not the asshole. Do it and let social services get involved. She is nothing but a drain, not because of her weight. She is a drain because of her attitude. There is a reason no one will take her in. Anyone who says anything can take her in or fund her life.
NTA. You can't help people who don't want to help themselves. Her being there is damaging your home life, your relationship, and affecting your daughter's behavior. It would be in your family's best interest to do it. Yes, she's your sister, but why out her above your husband and kid when she's unwilling to change? Time for an ultimatum.
Not the asshole leaving things the way they are. You are harming your own family and enabling her.
Not the asshole, your family is suffering. Your sister doesn't want help, what she wants is people to abuse. People are always going to talk shit no matter what. You need to do what is best for your kids, your marriage, and yourself. Not the asshole. I thought this might be a fat shaming issue, but it clearly is not. Being obese is not a reason to be rude or throwing tantrums. This coming from someone who used to weigh 400+ pounds himself and managed to be self-sufficient that whole time.
Not the asshole, you gave her a place to stay, I assume temporarily, and she's just continued to a burden instead of using assistance to help herself get better. If you let her continue to stay, you will just be enabling her situation indefinitely. Talk to her about getting help and tell her while you're supportive of her betterment she has to find her own path in life outside of your home.
This is a very obvious not the asshole moment, as you're not obligated to let anyone live in your house, much less someone causing an issue like this. Your sister, as you are obviously aware, is likely very ill, but it's not your responsibility to give her any more help than you already have. Where is she getting the money to pay for this food? Does she have some sort of support income? If so, you may want to look into group homes and nursing facilities to see if there might be some place like that in the community that could take her in. I looked up my 600-pound life for you and they are not casting right now. But there are other shows that may be. I did a quick search. You could also take initiative and call producers yourself and see if someone will document your problem and get help that way. I will hold off judgment on this.
How is she getting money for all this food? If she is ordering out 4 to 5 times a day, I estimate she probably spends upwards of $600 a week on food alone, which would be enough to rent a 1-bedroom apartment to suit her needs. She obviously needs to go, however, I have a feeling she will throw a fit. Not the asshole. I'ma go against the crowd and say esh. She is a major asshole, taking your kindness for weakness. However, leaving a woman at that weight homeless would be a dick move without telling her everything that bothers you about her and the consequence she will have to face if she does not change. If she still doesn't change, do all you want op.
That's 265 kilograms for you Australians. Not the asshole, and please give us an update.
Info. Have you called those food delivery services to let them know you will not accept deliveries to your property anymore? Also, how does she get funded for all of that food? Have you tried contacting social services to help her transition to somewhere else at all?
Not the asshole. As long as you enable her to continue as she is, she will continue as she is. As with other addictions, maybe she needs to hit rock bottom in order to make changes in her life. You are not being kind to your children either, who also have to live with her. You want them growing up like this. Maybe growing up to resent you and what you put them through.